What up, everybody? Man, y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday, so that means y'all catching us live in the man cave. It's kind of bittersweet today. Hey, and y'all send some positive vibes to my co-host out there in California. He got no power, so obviously he can't join the show. But hey, we gonna keep the ball rolling. You know how it is, man. We adapt and we overcome. Hey, that's just how we do it over here. But man, I'm super duper excited, y'all. You ever had those people that come into your life and you don't really know who they are, and then you find out like, yo, they on a whole nother level, but then at the same time they still kind of cool and can communicate and help you on some stuff. Like that's why I'm super excited because I got man a dude I get to say he my friend. He might not say that because he on that celebrity, he on that celebrity level, but I feel like I'm at least like a second cousin, the cool second cousin or the first cousin or whatever, man. So we have him, but y'all, we talking about growth mindset, and just becoming a better man and what all that mean. Man, my dude, celebrity mindset coach. He's your favorite speaker. I mean, this dude just exudes positivity. He's helped me on so many levels, expand my mind and stretch me beyond measure. With just a lot of his stuff, man, and got a chance to listen to his next book that's getting ready to drop, gems all through it. So, man, without further ado, y'all, hey, I want to introduce y'all to one of the greatest men out there in the speaking game, one of the best coaches out there in the speaking game. Man, my friend, my mentor, my partner, Mr. Stan Pearson II.
My man, appreciate you so much. Thank you for those kind words, man. Absolute pleasure to be here.
Man, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I know you're a busy dude, man. Like you're a celebrity mindset. I'm like, yo, that's Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? And being able to help with those types of people, you know what I'm saying? Like having you here for me helps me understand, like, yo, they just people. And you being in the role that you're in, they still have their BS that they deal with on the day to day. On top of some extra stuff and just being able to, especially being a coach myself and guide people through that and understanding you dealing with that other level, man. Yo, big ups to you, man. Big ups to you.
Man, appreciate you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for those ups. And as you said, you get to a point you realize people are people, and do your best to connect, relate, and build. So thank you very much, man. Thanks for keeping an eye out. I've been working hard.
Oh, I know, because it's like, man, it's that cool kind of competition. You know what I'm saying? It's like having Michael Jordan out there, and you like, oh, okay, well, Mike over there shooting free throws. I'm gonna go to the other goal and I'm gonna shoot my free throws, and then like, oh, he missed. I just made mine. All right, look. Yo, like, let's go. Iron sharpening iron. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. Anybody who cares about their craft sees it that way. You just do. Anytime you want to be great, you look at other people you see who are great or that you consider great, and then you work towards it. That's just it. So it's not, obviously competition is a great word to use, but let's say I feel like I collaborate with people who are better than me. Then I'll work towards that. If I see somebody, I'm like, yo, that right there, I'm on you. Like, I'm coming for you. Like, you should say to me, like, yo, I'm on you.
Right. That's what's up. Hey, but you know what? That's like a healthy thing. It's a healthy competition. And that's almost like the perfect segue, man, for what we're talking about, the growth mindset and just becoming a better man. But before I get into all the questions and all of that, man, like, give us a little bit of your story and how'd you end up helping people with their mindsets?
Man, great question. In terms of, my speaking career has always been around diversity, and confidence. So once upon a time, there's a brand that still kind of lingers for those who've been with me for, let's say, a decade. My brand, am I too sexy? And that was teaching people how to find their sexy from the inside out. So, am I too sexy shirts? Am I too sexy wristbands? Am I too sexy stick? Am I too sexy book? The whole nine. The book is around here somewhere. But so that was kind of, so I always knew that, we can only improve if we have a certain level of confidence and self-esteem. And then I just begin to think, okay, where's the road less traveled? Where's there a space where I can carve in, a piece of road and just dig myself until somebody sees me dig and they go, yeah, we like that. And that's kind of what happened, in terms of finding, okay, what's the key to all this other stuff? It's mindset. And why it's one of the most important things that exists, it's very seldom talked about at a high level. And dare I say, it's certainly not talked about at a high level with many Black men. And I felt it could be, if my ability to communicate cross-culturally and globally gives me a definite advantage, but also there are other folks that may look like me and go, yo, yeah, we do that too. And that's kind of where, let's say, the mindset piece came. And then decide, like, you know what? I'm good at this. I'm owning that I'm good. And now I think other people need to know just how good I can be and how many people I can help. So then that is when I wanted to, and again, researching people that I admired, decided, like, yo, I need to be omnipresent. I need to be everywhere. When anybody comes on the internet, when anybody opens up a book, when anybody's open, I gotta be the Stan. What are you doing here? I'm in the shop. Yo, I'm everywhere.
Whoa, man, what you doing? Hold on, bro. You're everywhere.
What are you doing at dinner? I didn't invite you to dinner. Oh, my bad. Let me back this stuff. Yeah, man. Just to take.
So, man, like, you saying that you like, yo, I'm gonna just go down this road less traveled. I know that had to have been scary and all kind of like mindset issues going on, like probably around judgment. Like, what if they don't like this? What if this? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you even deal with that?
Man, these are really good. It's taking me back. Honestly, I give a lot of credit to my parents. I think what they began to weave into my DNA was confidence, positivity. Zig Ziglar. I was listening to Zig Ziglar when I was in elementary school. If people don't know who Zig Ziglar is, I would consider him like, Michael Jordan, if you will, the Wilt Chamberlain or what have you of motivational speaking. I was listening to that kind of stuff when I was in elementary school. Does that necessarily make you the most popular kid? Not really. Not then.
What you listening to?
Like getting ready in the morning, because Zig Ziglar used to have like jingles, like "Get that stinking thinking out of here." You know what I'm saying? So I think that was that helped a lot for what I yet to know. Like I experienced, and I think everybody's experienced bullying in some way, shape, or form. If you don't think you were bullied, you just weren't there for it, but it happened. But or not being like other Black kids, or not being like, there was always, I felt like I was a good kid, so I wanted to get along with everybody, and certainly for those who looked like me, but that didn't always happen. So that, was along my entire journey. It was that struggle, that fight to connect and get past, where people thought I should be, because my story's in rags to riches, and I'm always transparent about that. Like, some people like, yo, I came from that's not me. Like, I stand on the shoulders of my parents who came from financially nothing. Like, they worked, they've been married for now going on 50 years. Dad worked the same job, retired. My mom had her own business. She had a shop in the basement where she was doing hair, and also work like she was just like, they set an expectation, a love, from my sisters and I. And I say all that to say my story is different. Like, they put me in a place where I wouldn't have to worry about the things that they did. And then as I got older, I was like, okay, here are these other obstacles that I have to overcome, that I have to work through. And again, it was like, it was all up here, that helped me from way back being in elementary school, that I was being trained, or what's the word I like to use? Golly, I can't think of the word. I was, indoctrinated, you know, from the very beginning. And I think everybody is indoctrinated into something. I'm just glad that they're the ones that indoctrinated me. Very long answer to your short question. Yeah, it was a lot of rough times along the way in getting to this point, because there's a lot of people that you think should support you, or that you will want to support you, but they don't. And it. You find out in ways that they can break your heart, because sometimes people only support you up until a point where they see that you've made it, or they think you've made it. Then they're like, oh no, I only wanted to help you, and you look like you needed help.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's a whole nother show right there, man. That's a whole nother, don't I know? You're like, oh, I thought we was, yeah.
Straight up. So I always tell people now I'm just better at focusing on who's there. It's like having a speaking event. If I was expecting 1,000 people and 50 show up, I'm not talking about the 950 people who didn't show up. Like I'm crushing the 50 people like they're 50,000. Like, and that's how I'm trying to approach life too.
Like what's going well in the moment, and let's get it.
Straight up. Get more of that, and get more of that.
Right. Hey, that's how we was in Texas this week. Like, well, at least we still alive. At least we got some walls. Some could be on the concrete.
Because somebody is.
I had to work on that growth mindset. I was like, man, I'm pulling out all the tools. Like,
pulling out all the advice that you give and now have to take. Man, there's nothing more difficult than that. Or having people that you talk to remind you of the advice that you gave them. My wife does that to me sometimes too. Like, hey, baby, listen, I don't need one of my talks right now. Take it easy. But it's
trying to hear that right now. I felt that edge of that sword already. I don't need the other side.
I'm not trying to hear effort on fire right now, okay? I'm not trying to hear that right now, baby.
I just want to chill.
But the people that love you, they'll do that. People that love you, care you, people that want to see you win, they're going to push you when you need to be pushed. That's it.
Right.
They will.
So, man, you had some interesting struggles that I know my tribe don't necessarily hear about a whole lot, because my tribe, people like me, we getting it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like, like from dope to hope type stuff. So I know you dealt with some interesting factors right there. And so, like, what are some things or some common things you see, and I'm gonna take it there, amongst Black men and mental well-being and emotional well-being?
Yeah, I'm loving this conversation, brother. That's number one. And if I can, you may have to remind me of this question, because I just want to make sure that I speak to something, because sometimes, real life or even media will turn you against yourself. It will turn you against others, because we will believe sometimes what the news will say and ignore our own experiences. And my parents, they, as I said, got it from the mud. That'd be like a perfect example, bar none. And some of my extended family, they grinded work. They too, their sisters and brothers, my parents' sisters and brothers. So I have cousins that have lived a different life and have worked and struggled in a different way and persevered. And what I found is I've had to, because I work on myself, I used to have to check myself, because for the same reason, let's say somebody white would cross the street. I'm like, yeah, wait, do it. Like, maybe I should wait, but that's me. Like, that's me. Now I'm in the sweatsuit. Like, why am I afraid of something? Wait, like, where you realize you're getting mind effed by the very thing that you've been, it's so weird sometimes, man. And not just that, I had issues with dudes that thought that I was somebody I wasn't, because of where I came from, because of the way I spoke, because of, the way I dressed. And it's like, oh, if you're not from, okay, so this is your background and this is how you talk. Oh, then I already know that, you know, you're a white boy. I already know that you're a sellout. I already again, because of what either they were learning at home or what media told them. And now I'm like, well, well, okay, so you got tats, you got your ear. Okay, well, already know what it is for you then. So now I'm gonna protect myself. And that's what I mean by, you know, it being us turning us against each other without giving each other a chance. So as I've grown up, and even as a young man, you know, whether it's being comfortable enough, getting comfortable enough in my skin to hang out, speak to people completely different from me, who look the same, but are from a completely different experience, to give folks, like, you know, respect. Because as I tell people, like, that's the ultimate currency. That's the one thing. That's the respect is the one thing that most people want to be paid in. Like, respect, that's the one thing that most people want to be paid in. And some people refuse to give it. So I've made, man, I don't know even why I feel like I'm getting emotional. I've made some great friends, bruh, that we are not, we're black, but we ain't nothing alike. As you just mentioned, us being right here, our experiences are very different. Like my friends were telling me I wasn't black enough. My friends were telling me I wasn't black enough coming up. So I'm trying to do different things to prove what that is, you know, whatever, right? That's again a whole other conversation. But that respect currency has allowed me to make friends that I maybe have never would have met or made, or my family members deciding to get closer, ask more, talk more, add more questions, be more transparent about what I was afraid of or how they saw me. I often mention my cousin Emery. I love him. He's like my brother. Spent a lot of summers together, and he is, without giving detail, like probably the cousin I admire most easily. We're the same age. He's done so much, worked so hard, and while we were kind of from different worlds in some regards, never made me feel like I was less than for not having his experience. And that taught me how to keep from treating others in less than because they didn't have my experience, as a way to protect, you know, myself. So that's, as black men, I think that we are, getting back to your original question, I think that I do believe we're doing much better than the world is giving us credit for, than media is giving us credit for. And that's why I always caution people to, like, it's like Chicago. People talk about Chicago. Some days when it's convenient, it's fantastic. When the news story pops and something violent happened, don't go to Chicago. Because I'm like, listen, Chicago's not even in the top 25 most dangerous cities to live in the United States of America. That is a fact I just gave. That is a fact. But you wouldn't know it because of what media said. I'm not saying that there are not bad things happening there, but understand that we sometimes play a role in the demise of our own by carrying this narrative. So when people see a black dude, they're not seeing, oh, no, I'm sure, no, they're seeing Chicago. They're seeing black men. Oh, they must be from Chicago. If they're different, if they have tats, if they whatever. So we just have to be careful. And that's why I say, for me, and I'll call it global experience to some degree, and certainly national experience, man, I think brothers everybody got to do better, but sometimes we're accused of not being emotional enough, not caring a lot, not being thoughtful. That can be further from the truth. I think brothers are extremely emotional. That's part of the problem. We have to work through that. For real. And in a world that's been kicking your ass every step of the way, you may find yourself to be sensitive. You may find, again, people talk, be more emotional. You're emotional, like, oh, again. So this has been talked about for decades and decades and decades, about how the black man has been portrayed. And this is not a woe is me. This is fact. For decades and beyond, from a media standpoint and from a cinema standpoint, black men have always been portrayed weak in movies, and weak, violent, scary, uneducated, slow talking, have little to no ambition. That is how we've been portrayed. And even in some TV shows and movies, we're always the weaker, the softer. We get checked all the time. That is not something I'm making up. And that was discussed way back in the beginning of television. No lie. Television. And that's why people have to understand where they're getting their information from. Because most people that know black men know amazing black men. Most. But yet, I see people who know amazing black men, who love amazing men, who amazing black men love, who then share these narratives like black man ain't nothing. And I just find that to be wildly irresponsible because yes, the work needs to be done. Bad ones do exist. But from a collective, I feel like brothers I've met from all over, we show each other, like brothers show so much love. Brothers say I love you to each other a lot. They say be safe a lot. They dap like I could meet a stranger and you dap like you know this probably this happened to you. Like you meet a stranger, you know this brother for 5 minutes. You
Look it out.
For me, I'm biased completely, but I think black men are we're some of the dopest humans on planet Earth. You can at me. At me.
And I know y'all like, man, they getting all racial and stuff, but I wanted to bring
I hope that's okay.
to
My bad. I went deep.
forefront though. You know, my non people of color, that didn't even come out right. We gonna get to the mindset over there. We gonna get to that. But that's a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay on current events, and this is something that's
for sure, man,
that we have to talk about, especially in the DE&I that's going on. Like we just have to, because this is a real big thing. I believe that if we're trying to create some type of change, it starts with the mindset, and I also understand coming from where, from my view, a large majority of the black people live in the quote unquote hood. And this is not something that's discussed. One, in the hood, and then two, just amongst men in general, because no, you don't talk about your feelings, you weak. You the P word. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's even translated over to our women, into their psyche, to where if you do express your feelings, wait a minute, you ain't no kind of man are you talking about, you sad. You mean you nah, what
what you pull me into? Don't. No, I agree. No, hey, I'm with you. I feel you.
That ain't. I'm not making. That's
feel
fact, you. Jack. Like,
that's a fact, Jack. It's sad, man. It's. See, there are people who have opinions, and those opinions are not based on. And as many smart people exist, some of the opinions on what you just stated are opinions based on emotion and not opinions based on actual evidence and research. And that is something that can absolutely be discussed. It's really important. It's really important. What you just said, it's something that's just not very popular, and accountability isn't really popular. It's just not for anyone. Yeah, so what you said, I think it certainly has transferred and translated into the lives of Black women as well. Like it just has. Anybody who says any different, they're just not being honest with themselves.
Man, we really need to chop it up, probably offline, because that'll be about 3-4 more episodes. Because I cognitive dissonance just keep popping in my head, like, but like I say, that's for another one.
Let me just say this, and we can keep going on this if you want, but I'll just say, I'm in the business of trying to make people better. I'm getting past the point where I think a lot of people like me the way that I do what I do. A lot of people end up liking me, but ultimately that's not why I do what I do. I'm in the business of making people better, and sometimes I'm confused of hating myself, hating Black people, because I'm willing to say, hey, I get how you feel, because I'm mad as hell too. I get it. But this is not about your feelings. If you want to get better, if you want Black people to be better, this is what we have to talk about. We have to own our crap, whatever it is. See, because the not even the easy conversation. There's a real conversation about non-Black people and what they've done to us to some degree, and the role that they've played in the demise of Black people. That's a conversation for sure.
For sure.
That's a conversation that I don't have a whole lot of control over. However, if we're talking about Black people, I have a little bit more control. If I'm talking about Black Stanley, I got a whole lot of control over me. And so that's the conversation I wish more people would have. Like strip you of your education, strip you of your money, strip you of your job. Yeah, but strip you of all those things that society has told you is important, and let's talk about what's going on in here, and then we can get somewhere.
So man, let's talk about it then. Because there's a lot of people out there. I'm going to be straight up. I was one of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you came at me on that mindset, man, bag, man. I'm good, bro. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I ain't on that all hocus pocus. I remember making fun of a life coach I worked with, years ago before my heart surgery. And now here it is. I'm a damn life coach. Well, life got a way of coming full circle on you.
I didn't know you had heart surgery, man.
Oh, bro, yeah, man. I'm at the scene of the video, man. I almost died, bro. Yeah.
Man, so glad you're here, brother. Love you, bro.
Yeah, man. It's a testimony, man. So it's a lot of them cats, men just out there that's probably feeling like, yo, I'm good. I'm straight. And being in the healing business that we in, we understand some of those limiting beliefs.
For sure.
Like for the people out there that wants to engage in that conversation, how would you or what would you recommend they do to start that conversation?
Wow. And a lot of people in this space may share this. And this is, you have to begin to ask yourself questions. I don't know if Einstein said this originally, but something to the effect of the questions you ask yourself will determine who you are meant to be or capable of being. Yeah. So, it's, how I, do I want to be better? What's wrong with me? And I don't mean that because there's something people feel like something's wrong with them, but do I want to get better? What's making me angry? What's making me sad for no reason? What's making me moody? Examining those questions and then being, all right, do I want to get better? The answer to that is yes. But if we are not actively asking ourselves questions that beg answers, well, then we'll just stay in this purgatory of what it is called life. And we won't, let's say, achieve a state of higher being. I call it higher being. It's so funny to say hocus pocus because I think it's so funny because when you first begin to experience this, like, come on, man. Or people talking about meditation, like, man, get out of here. But really, I believe it starts with those questions, and you don't have to ask. The great part about it is you don't have to ask other people. You're just asking yourself. Like that is what it is. And the other piece is being willing to answer those questions. Like ask, like why am I always angry? Maybe the answer is you. Maybe it's things that you've done or experiences you've had, and that's okay. And forgiving yourself, for those moments, and then working piece by piece, step by step. And it sounds silly to say this, but if I loved basketball, I would probably find a couple basketball players that I loved, and I would watch them every day. Every time they had a game, I would check them out. So we're talking about if I love mindset, or if I want to build my mindset, then what would be appropriate in the same parallel universe? Like, I got to find somebody that I rock with. I can search a hashtag just like I can search anything else. Let me find somebody, and I'm a rock with them every day of my life. That is, I'm dead ass serious about that. Like, rock with them every day of your life, whether it's a sport, again, treat it like a sport that you love, a favorite movie, whatever. Rock with it every day of your life, and then you'll begin to see a little bit of change in you. It's really cool when it happens, Because I think it's Stevie Wonder says like in one of his songs, no one knows the change that you're going through. Like no one sees it. It's like, don't worry about a thing or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one sees the changes that you're going through. And that's almost the beauty of it. But the trap is, and I want to say this correctly, is in this social media world, we feel like everyone has to see the changes that we're going through. But the greatest changes that we experience, we will be the only one to witness it.
Yo, and then I got to come back and share it way after the fact.
Right. Then you let people know this is how like you share the process along the way. Certainly along the way, if it's a part of your content, that's dope. And then you let folks know, yo, this is where I am. I want to meet you where you are and then bring you with me. Because otherwise it turns into like, and I'm not one of those folks that hit you over the head with all this. But it's like, you ever seen somebody that like was a heavy sinner? I don't know if you're religious or not or how you feel about it, but let's say somebody that was like a big time sinner and then they got saved and washed in the blood of Jesus. Now everybody should be saved and all holier than you know what I'm saying?
Straddling the fence. You can't be of the world.
It's like that.
I cite this Bible. Don't play with me.
Exactly. So it's like meeting people where they at and then, taking them with you, letting them grow gradually. Most of the people that I would say have become a part of, I'll call them my tribe, a part of the mental flight family, if you will. Like it's been like just gradual, like, yo, check this out. Okay, I'm gonna go mind my business. I think great relationships are that way. You kind of share people, share yourself with people. They like it, they come and get some more. And then next thing you know, it's a culture, it's environmental change. It's environmental change.
Man, you hit one right there. Cause my mama used to always tell me, say, boy, if you hang around a homeless man long enough, you might not be homeless, but you're gonna have some homeless tendencies. You hang around a millionaire long enough, you might not be a millionaire, but you're gonna pick up some millionaire tendencies.
Amen.
It took a long time to, like, it made sense, but I'm like, nah, they took a charge for me. That's my homeboy. Like, I can't quit on him. Like, he went to jail for me.
Yeah.
But man, changing that environment and seeing, wow, you hit one right there. Cause
I'll say simply, and to your point a bit, it's like you will become it or it will become you. That's the simplest way I can say it. Right. Like you will become it or it will become you. And you can plug whatever you want to in there. But a lot of people, I would say 100% of people that I talk to, if I said, are you a product of the people you hang around? People would be like, yes, you are absolutely a product of the people. Everyone agrees to that until you start to realize that you're not around good people. And they, oh, no, that's not true. I'm not, it's like, no, but I thought you said that you're a product of the people you hang around. And if that's you, and again, it's okay. Because the important part is to be honest about that piece. You're like, I've not always hung around people I should hang around. Hell, I had friends that I thought were friends. And just even from a healthy friendship standpoint, they were not the kind of people I should hang around. It just didn't get, they weren't equally beneficial, healthy relationships, which I find to be the best ones. They weren't that. Yeah.
I love you from a distance.
Love you from a distance. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but you keep your ass over there.
Right. like no, but because like, man, a lot of that's you saying it different, but it's like how I know I used to hear, boy, be careful who you get in the car with. You don't same type of good dude, but nah, bro, I can't. Like, I'm coming home from the military. Like, nah, dog, I can't get in the car. I already know how y'all rock. I can't. It ain't no good look. It ain't no good look.
It ain't no good look.
Oh man, we winding, man. We winding down. This is going by fast, bro. Oh,
it really did.
Right. Oh God. So I gotta pull one of your questions, man. But it's really Ron's question, and I feel like I have to ask it since he's not here.
Sorry, Ron, man, you missed a good time, bro.
He gonna catch the replay and be like, man, we gotta get it back on, man. We gotta get
Okay.
it back on.
For you, I come back. For you, I do it.
So how he asked it. What's the question? Hold on, man. I hear this all the time. What question haven't you been asked that you would wish somebody would ask? And I know that's one of your things too, but Ron been having that.
Yeah, cool. That's cool, Ron. Man, golly, that really is a good question. It's funny, as much as I mentioned it earlier, I'm never really asked that.
Say, man, you know, I'm a student over here, bro. I'm a student.
You are. You're a good one too. A good one. A question that I'm not asked that I would like to be asked. You know, here's a question that I was asked recently, and the question is, how do you know if you love yourself? And I just say, yeah. I just say that because I feel like it's a healthy reminder now. I feel like I should be getting asked that question.
How do you know you love yourself?
Yeah.
So how do you know if you love yourself?
How do I know if I love myself? How do I know if I love myself? I think because I show up in ways. I know I love myself if I show up in ways that promote the life that I say I want to live. So that means obviously for my son, for my wife, for myself, for my family. It's really there's so many different ways to show up. And the difficult part about that is being honest with myself and in the reality that some days I don't love myself as much as I should. Is it at all possible that some days I don't love myself at all? And the good part about that is I'm still in control of all of it. Hope that made sense.
Oh yeah. Loads, man. I love that. I love that. And that's just something I throw in there. So to lighten the mood a little bit, I'll throw you a this or that in
I
there.
appreciate that.
So real quick, man, I'm gonna fire just one question off and just see if you're still on your toes, man. So which one weighs most? A pound of feathers or a pound of leaves?
Hey, they weigh the same.
All right. Just check.
I got it. Hey, all right, I'm on. Hey, come on now.
All right. So man, going back over, man, with the growth, the mindset thing, like what would you say would be like your top one or two resources you go to help grow your mindset?
Outside of myself, no, I'm just kidding. I'll say
Mental flight school and now
you said it. I didn't say it. You said it. No, but there's a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself: How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has a retreat right now that a friend of mine is at, which is pretty cool there in Cancun at a retreat. But this, super dope. Again, I'm coming for you, Dr. Dispenza. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
Amazing, because the book, in the first part of the book, I was like, yo. But the title itself, again, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself: How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One. For anyone who wants to take a deep dive into the mindset growth and the importance of, again, even meditation or in building yourself, that's a great place to start, because it's really the way that things are explained. It's healthy, it's easy, and you can't really misunderstand anything. So either I know it's available in paperback, hardcover, and also audiobook. It's available. It's available. I think that's one of the best resources for me. And it's helped me. Honestly, a couple years back, that's what really, I was already working on the mindset piece and studying the brain a little bit more. And that book jump started everything that you see today. Like really like a heavy push because now I have my own, flavor, swag, style, whatever it is, to apply to this information. And I'm constantly now breaking the habit of being myself. I mean, constantly challenging myself, evolving. Everything evolves. And I say this simply, like the phones, our computers, everything that we experience, everything has an update. Everything updates. But us as humans, we don't often find the value. And I don't need to update. I'm good. I don't need to. No, I'm good.
Right.
And then you have to ask yourself, when you don't update your phone, what happens? Starts malfunctioning, doesn't it? Starts working slower, doesn't it? Like, so what do you think happens when you don't update yourself? You think it might start malfunctioning? Possibly.
And if it don't, it might run a little slow because you're running on that 3.0 and we on the 12 something version. You get there, it worked fine. It's just going slow.
For sure, I'm still gonna get there eventually.
Download it. Okay.
Super fast.
Oh man. Golly. I almost don't want this to end, man.
Man, I appreciate this, man. It's been amazing. I don't know if you have any other questions for me? Anything in your mind?
I do. So I was like, yo, I probably should have asked this at the top of the show. So what is like your ideal definition of having a growth mindset?
Ideal definition of having mindset and a growth mindset. In part, kind of what I said, continuously looking for ways to grow. So every day, there's some people that I look at every day, to grow. There's some different things I do every day. I challenge myself in situations every day. The way that I may speak, if I did something wrong, if I say something wrong, I've become extremely thoughtful. And I don't mean like, oh, that's so sweet. That too, kind of. But I think a growth mindset, you become, there's a lot of introspection that comes with that, but you just become extremely thoughtful. Like I try to think about what I say. And if it comes out wrong, I'm analyzing it. I'm examining it.
Right.
Just like someone mentioned, like, you should examine the things that you admire. It's that, like, so think about that. Examining the things that you admire. Like, what do you enjoy? What do you like? Okay, why do I like that? Why is that good to me? Why does that make me, those kind of things. So I think a growth mindset is literally continuously evolving and being willing to be accountable. Like, a lot of folks don't know. Some know that once upon a time, I wanted to be the president of the United States. That is what my goal. I interned for a governor, interned on Capitol Hill. Like that was my trajectory. I was going to be the first Black president of the United States. Technically, I'd still be first Black. Right? He's Black. He's mixed. They're like, yo, we need a brother. We had 2 Black parents. Bing, bing, bing. I can still do that. But
silly, man.
But
he counts us.
Yeah, see, that's my people. But if ever they're like, oh, there were 2 Black ones, we could share it. We could share it. We could both be that, Mr. President, President Obama. That was at a time where I was like, you know what, I could change. Let me change the world. Like, I felt like it was important. Someone that could, speak and connect people from different walks of life and different experiences. I have the power to do that. I have that ability. And, as I grew, I just thought about, okay, so maybe changing the world isn't what really needs to happen for folks to experience a life that they should have. There's a room for me. Like, what if I'm just changing people that come in contact with me? How powerful could that be? And that kind of shifted, now at some point, may I go back to, that original thought or goal? Possibly. But that is what kind of brought me to the forefront of this career, saying I want to be able to change and engage and and help enlighten myself while enlightening others that I spend time with every day. So from accountability standpoint, if we can sometimes go from that over there has to change. All too often we do that before we say, me right here, I have to change. Because what people will then find out is the more you change yourself, the more your surroundings will change too.
Right. I almost wore one of my other shirts, but I'm still hey, I'm still in the Let Your Shirt Talk brand. I am. I was like, yo, mindset. I am whatever
I
I
love
say
it.
I am. But it's
Hey,
the one
I
that
believe
stuck.
that. I believe that.
That's why that's what was on my mind. I was like, yo, I really am whatever I say I am. And that goes for today. And I was like, put it on a shirt. I am. Let them
I
feel
love
it
it,
in.
man. And real from a marketing standpoint, man, I'm working on this now where I'm not gonna wear anything that I'm not personally connected to. I'm gonna do it as best I can. I don't know anybody that make shoes or you know what I'm saying, but in terms of like you said, I'm aware of myself. I can't remember what I was watching, but they're like, people talk about again Gucci, Fendi, and all that stuff is cool. Louis Vuitton, all that is amazing. I got some of that stuff, but when the dude was like, you're not wearing a brand, you're wearing somebody's name. You're deepening their legacy. So when you wear Gucci, you're not just wearing Gucci, you're wearing someone's name. And for the next hundreds of years, somebody else's name. What's your name? And who will know it? What legacy are you deepening? And I was thinking, like, you know what?
Yo, I ain't never really think of it like that. I was like, yo,
Isn't that
that
wild?
hit different. Like
It hits different, bro. And I get it, but it's, from maybe a vanity perspective or to show people what it is that you do and how much you have. I get it. And I'm cool with that. And for anyone else who is, that's cool too. Cause like I said, I have nice stuff from different places and, whatever. I buy what I can when I need it or pants or shoes, whatever. But ultimately, like, think about that. You're wearing someone else's name. And when you think about it like that, it's like, yo, if you make a I am shirt and decide you're gonna, I'm 1,000% behind that. A lot of my, wardrobe has Stanley on it, or you're good, you're great. I wear my stuff as often as I can because I'm trying to deepen my legacy.
you hear me?
Like you are, and why not? And why not?
And I wonder where I got that from. Like, yo, you need to be visible. Oh, really? Your brand need to be. Oh, well, shit, I got him. Oh, man, you got a whole bed. Hey, because you had did it in the video. You was like, man, you can just go spend a couple dollars, get you a shirt for every day of the week. And I was like, oh, why ain't think about that? And what do you know? It take off.
And the coat, right, man. And the cool thing is, if I'm ever feeling some kind of way, I put on a shirt that reminds me who it is I'm trying to be or what I'm working towards. Or heck, some days I'll just put on my Black Panther shirt. We know what that's all about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, or a shirt, yeah, for sure. Or a shirt that has something on it. Right. Or nothing. Like this shirt I have on doesn't have anything on it.
But you got the power hat on though. And you back to the basics.
Back to the basics.
I call them anchors. Man, I have all kind of anchors. Because it anchors you to what it is. Like you feel it in your word for the day, so you anchor it because you got that constant reminder. Like I carry a little crab with me because he reminds me of anger and how crabby I'm being.
I love it.
And that's the shirts too. And then, but I was thinking about the one that say "Focus on you, not me," man. Wow, because that actually came out in the gym. Like, cause I forget. I'm not even gonna lie. I apologize. I forgot what you said, but that made it pop in my head. I was like, yo, we really do have to focus on the inside. Oh yeah, you were talking about like a lot of people like I gotta change that over there, and no, it's look within. Because it came to me, I was like, yo, maybe curiosity didn't kill the cat. Maybe the curiosity just brought the cat to a different level and we can't see it. So now, when you think about it, because we just say he did because we don't see the cat no more.
You don't see the cat no more. Man, that's a way to get people to shut up. Stop people from asking questions. Curiosity killed the cat. Wait, what you trying to say? You trying to get me up out of here?
No, just go. And that because I was like, yo, that's real to me. That would be like my my biggest definition would be growing in curiosity and then adding that accountability piece. Just getting curious. You like to ask the what question. I always ask why. And it really, like, for me, it stemmed from a lot of the anger. Like, why am I getting so angry? Why did that upset me so much? Why? But looking at me, like focusing on me. And then that goes into the accountability piece. Man, we only got a few more minutes. Like, what? So when we wrap that into the mindset, because I've had conversations with people and they're like, oh man, I'm good. It's solo dolo, or I've gotten this far on my own, or I've been hurt so much I don't trust people. Right. So you said it's important, but how does one start to build that into their mindset? And what does accountability even look like?
I know earlier I mentioned, questions, and some people say that they can do it all by themselves because they feel like they have to. So then it becomes something we take pride in. I don't need anybody. Again, that's that pride place. I tell folks, pride is expensive. So what are we willing to pay to go through life on our own when we don't have to? And again, if you've been hurt all your life, and I completely understand that. That means, okay, then I have to put myself maybe in some new situations or circumstances, some new surroundings. Because sometimes we know when our surroundings are the complete cause. It's our environment that is crushing us and choking us and feel like we can't get away from. So now we have to be more active. Again, if for anybody that's goes out or used to club, or I'm using a super simple analogy, there's certain places that I might go when I wanted a certain vibe. I would go there. There are certain places I knew that I definitely should not go there because of said vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it becomes that way too, like to begin to seek out the kind of vibe and people that you want. So I began to go to different places. This is some of the best advice I give people from, let's say, who want to network and build their confidence. Like something small is making a place your cheers. And by that, everybody knows your name. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Like finding a spot, like depending on your budget, maybe it's weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it is, finding you like, okay, so that's the popping place in town. Bet you make yourself a regular there. Maybe you sit at the bar, maybe at the restaurant, maybe just order one drink a month, whatever it is you can afford. I'm just saying, from whoever's watching or listening, whatever it is you can do, just post up. If you're sitting at the bar, if you're of age, you talk to the bartender, you make friends with the bartender. Because now we're talking about, we're building relationships. So now you're practicing small talk. You go in there with 2, 3, 4, 5 lines that you're just kind of practicing. You're seeing what engages, how to bring people in. Like, oh, that's what you can practice with that person. So now what happens 2, 3 weeks down the road, maybe a month down the road, someone else is sitting at the bar. The bartender goes, oh, so what's happening? Good to see you. Oh, thank. Now the person at the bar is like, who said? I need to know who Cedric is. Now that person is sitting close. Now they kind of start small talk with you through the parts, and like it's building these skill sets, like literally from the ground up. So even if it's dating, want to be around the right people, finding the right crowd, we know where people are hanging out. We know that. So go there. Just like they would go to any bar, any club, any restaurant to eat. Find a place where dope people hang out and do dope shit with them. That's it.
I love that. Find out what dope people hang out and do dope shit. Don't get no simpler than that.
For real. It takes work again, but pride is going to get in the way of that. So you got to ask yourself, like, people got to ask themselves, am I willing to put my pride down? Am I willing to go to a new place where I don't know anybody, where I can just kind of start over? Like, you can literally start over straight up. And I'm not out as much, but I still enjoy going to brand new places and seeing how I can build new relationships.
Yeah. It's like, I almost look at it like I get to be a kid again, because I get to make friends, or the potential. Like, even when we was young, and like, you would go and talk to anybody, but that didn't necessarily mean that they were your friend. And then some people, you ended up being friends. So it's like, ooh, cool, another
Yeah.
human. Like, and now I got the three. I call it the E3s. You know, you. I'm not gonna give away the book secrets, man. I'm not gonna give away.
That's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. No. Sorry, you can.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm always trying to engage, entertain, and educate. You know what I'm saying? I was
straight
like,
up.
whoa, that just elevated my speaking game. Like, I could do this all day, and I'm practicing
All day.
accountability. You know, but,
yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to play with it in that way, and to again just engaging, talking to folks as you mentioned, and it's something that we can do regularly that doesn't cost anything. Like it doesn't cost anything to be kind, to be courteous, to pay an authentic compliment. Like if you really want to begin to practice for folks who are watching, like they're shy, they're introverts, they don't know how to engage, give authentic compliments. Authentic compliments are like gifts without the wrapping paper. Like that's what they are. So if you want to go to somebody, appreciate that. So if you're talking to somebody, oh wow, love your shoes. Cool. Yeah, you crushed that outfit. Okay. And then just going about your business. It's like people, they saw my shoe. Like you lift people up. When you do that in a healthy way, people want to get closer to you. I've done it. I've done it enough. I've taught enough to know that it works. It absolutely works.
Yeah. Oh, I really found out. Well, I knew it worked, but I deliver FedEx, and so just this past week, I was just like, man, how can I do something different than all the other drivers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I knew I'm talking to people, Pirates Burst, and I just randomly, like a thought across my mind. I was like, yo, let me just write this on there. Man, I hope y'all, weathered through this and it wasn't so bad. Like, that's gonna change. They gonna pick that up and be like, yo, the FedEx? Well, that's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, they can go back to the burst pipe or whatever they gotta deal with. But for that moment, I gave them a little bit of peace of mind. It ain't cost me a couple seconds.
That's it, man. Could change everything. Seconds, minutes change lives every day.
Every day. So speaking of that, I'm seeing my little man, and this another anchor, dude. That's death.
Hey,
that's
death. Real.
Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, you look and it's like, yo, like I gotta go there. Right now, I'm here. Like, I mean, none of us gonna miss that. That's the reality. But right now, okay, I'm here. Let's get with it. Like, get out your phone, cause you could be death right now. And your last comment. So my question I always ask on the show, man, is space not an issue? How would you like to be remembered on your headstone?
I heard this today, and it makes me want to say it now. As someone who loved his family, made them laugh uncontrollably, and gave more than he ever received. I'm borrowing that last part from something I heard today. Loved his family tirelessly, specifically, especially now my wife and my son. Love them beyond words, and that I gave more than I received. I don't want to get too deep into that because you're absolutely right. It's the inevitable that we all understand, but I know that Father Time, if you will, knows I respect the hell out of him. God knows I got my questions for God and all those who rock with him, up there. But they know that I respect them, and that my, time is nowhere near close to being over. But that's who I am. That's who I've always been working to be.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, brother. Man, it's been a heck of a show, man. It's been a heck of a show, dude. Like, no, like I told, we was talking, we communicate before these things, and y'all know how the show go, man. We normally rock 30 minutes, 45, we out the door. We pushing, you know what I'm saying? We pushing an hour, and I'm like, man, this is my man over there on the East Coast time. I gotta get him off of here, man.
My bad. Yeah.
Like, golly, I ain't even met her yet. She gonna be, oh. No more man cave for you. Like, golly, my man, kid, fuck. Man. So, man, again, thank you for carving out this precious time in your busy schedule, man, coming here. My last question for you, do you have any questions for me?
Man, what's next, Ed? You've been working hard, man. I know that your family, you've come so far. I know where you want to go. So I'm honored to be a part of your journey. But what's next for Said, man?
Wow. Been working with it, but let me
no matter how big or small.
Man, cause I'm in the mode now where I'm grinding I'm grinding to fund the business, so the business help me grow, grinding to grow and growing to grind, that type of deal. But right now, man, I'm just head down, just trying to become more consistent, booking consistently in the speaking world, because that's all new to me. I can go out and get a one-on-one client for some health coaching, but trying to do this life thing so that's it. Only my accountability partners know this, man. But end of March, book due.
Hey, end of March, book due. Now there's some other people that can hold you accountable.
Yeah. Because I was like, man, yeah, that's like super huge, and I closed that down from July. So because I know I got it in me, so it's like, all right, that was scary. Let's put a tighter end date, and it's really, it's smart. It's a smart goal.
Yeah.
Finna rock it out. It out.
And then it doesn't have to be perfect. Just put it out.
Man, my saying. Yeah. Good enough and done is better than perfect and pending.
For sure. Folks got to make sure they don't let people judging from the sidelines stop them from scoring the touchdown. As again, a lot of folks judge from the sidelines, but you're absolutely right. I love it.
Hey, I'm an author. You got a book? Okay.
Straight like that.
So say, man, again, I appreciate you. It's been a ton of fun, man. Hey, any of our guests, bro. Hey, our cave is your cave. If you have anything that you trying to push out, you already know you got a channel here, bro. And we'll do whatever we have to do to help you spread that message for sure, man.
Man, thank you very much. And just as you said, for anybody who is, looking to grow in the speaking business, I have a book coming out called, Paid to Speak, essentially Introvert's Guide to Pitch, Prepare, and Deliver the Perfect Presentation to book more paid talks with what you already know. You can simply go to speakbook.com, paid to speak book, 2.com to get on the waiting list for the book. But I appreciate you all so much.
And I'll be getting that added to the comments and all of that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I got the mental flight school up there.
Yeah, feel free to please, thank you. Feel free to join my mental flight school group. It's on Facebook. Just type in mental flight school. It's just good vibes only. People in there trying to build their mindset, their situations, their mindset growth. So feel free to join mental flight school on Facebook. We're always welcoming you.
Cool, man. You beat me too, because that's always the close. Like, hey, man, tell us what you got going on.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I thought I was there. My bad. I was like, I know I got you here a long time.
Hey, that's how you know you'll see it, and you got a show too. And you like, all right, because I do the same thing. I'll be on shows and people forget. I'll be like, yeah, hey, y'all go ahead on over here. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going. Oh man. Well, say, man, we appreciate it. Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all for hanging in. If you got to do it in bite-sized pieces, hey, do what you need to. But nothing else, man. Hit the like, hit the share. If it wasn't for you, it could be for somebody out there that you don't know that's in your world. So go on and share. Bless somebody solidly. Until next time, y'all, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all.